It began with a sound no one could quite describe, half rumble, half sigh. By the time people stepped outside, it was already there. A perfect circle carved into the earth, like a giant had taken a cookie cutter to the grass, right next to the old schoolhouse. At first, people just stared. Then someone screamed, and the whole street came running. But before we start our story, smash the like button. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you won't miss any new stories. Mayor Carla Martin was still brushing her teeth when the phone started buzzing non-stop. A sinkhole? Near the school? She rushed over, thinking it couldn't be that bad. But standing at the edge, she felt her stomach drop. The hole was massive and deep. It didn't look like a regular sinkhole. It looked too clean, too perfect, like something had made it. Within minutes, half the town was there. Was it the new construction site? The rain last week? Aliens? A firefighter stepped forward, curious. He picked up a rock and held it over the edge. "Let's see how far down this goes," he said, half joking. He dropped it. The town held its breath. 1 second, 2, 3, 10, then clack. A faint, distant sound. "The kind that comes from far below," someone whispered. "That's too deep." The firefighter didn't answer. He just backed away. Drones were launched. The view from above made everyone step back. Eddie Granger, the town's self-appointed historian, shuffled over with a folder under his arm. "This land used to belong to the Order of the Crimson Lamb," he announced. People blinked at him. "Who?" Carla asked. "Religious nutters from way back," he said. "They had a big chapel and tunnels, I think. No one took him seriously, but no one laughed either." That evening, a group of teens swore they saw glowing lights above the hole. "Like lightning, but silent," one said. "More like orbs," another added. Their video was shaky, grainy. Classic teen nonsense, Carla thought. Still, she made a note of it, because deep down, even if she wouldn't admit it, something felt off, and the town had seen weird things before. The next morning, the geologists tried to lower a probe into the hole. They were hoping for rock samples, or at least a depth reading. Instead, the line snapped. Not from weight, no. It felt like it had hit something hard. Carla watched as they pulled the broken cable up. "Something's blocking it," the technician said. But there was nothing on the surface to block anything. Later that day, an old man showed up, screaming, "The vault!" "You fools! You've opened the vault again!" Police tried to calm him down, but he just kept yelling. "It's coming out now. It remembers." He was taken away in a patrol car, still shouting. Carla shook her head. "Every small town has its local lunatic," she said. But even Eddie looked pale. A local reporter brought Carla something strange. Old blueprints from 1922. They showed a sealed chamber beneath the school grounds, labeled only as Subterranean Structure B. No details, no notes. Just a big circle with thick walls. "You think this is real?" Carla asked. "You're standing on top of it," the reporter replied. She folded the map with shaking fingers. "We need answers," she whispered. That night, Carla dreamed of stone halls and voices whispering in Latin. She didn't speak Latin, but she understood. They were warning her, or calling her, or both. She woke up sweating, heart racing, her pillow damp. She told herself it was just stress. Just a mayor worrying about her town. But the words wouldn't leave her mind. "Non vigilare, don't wake it." The next morning, Carla's assistant ran into her office, wide-eyed. "You need to see this." Outside, fresh cracks zigzagged across the pavement straight through the mayor's office garden. They hadn't been there yesterday. Carla stared at them, feeling a tight knot in her chest. "How fast is this spreading?" she asked. No one had an answer, but the ground no longer felt steady. Everyone had a theory now. Some blamed the nearby quarry. Others pointed to the recent drilling for fiber cables. A few whispered about curses or ancient punishment. Carla heard them all, but none made sense. Because this hole wasn't acting like a collapse, it was acting like a door, and whatever was behind it might still be waiting to come through. By the end of the day, Carla stood at the edge again. The crowd had thinned, but a few diehards remained, watching. One kid asked, "What if it keeps growing?" Carla didn't answer. She didn't know how. Instead, she looked down into the shadows and wondered what was truly beneath their feet. The worst part wasn't what she saw. It was what she felt. Eddie arrived at Carla's door, clutching an old leather-bound journal. "Found it in the church archives," he said, breathless. The pages were filled with spidery handwriting and odd symbols. One line repeated often, "We sealed the hollow with blood and prayer." "It's dated 1841, Eddie added. "Looks like they buried something." Carla stared at the ink. Something they wanted to keep buried. At the end of the tunnel, they found a heavy stone gate carved with more Latin and a rusted iron. At the emergency town council meeting, people shouted over each other. "Shut the school down! Evacuate the block! It's just bad plumbing!" Carla banged the gavel until her hand hurt. Dr. Reynolds, a sinkhole specialist flown in from Chicago, examined the pit. "It's not erosion," he said. "This isn't collapsite's design." He pointed at concentric rings. It was hollowed out. Deep. When asked how deep, he hesitated. "Farther than my equipment can measure." LiDAR scans revealed a massive dome-like chamber beneath the sinkhole. Its surface appeared carved. Carvings at the top were in Latin. Eddie translated, "Don't wake. Don't open." Nervous laughter died quickly. Carla had seen those same words in a dream. Eddie uncovered a hidden archive in the church. It referenced a blessing turned curse, sealed away by an order called the Crimson Lamb. Carla read aloud, "We closed it with faith and fear. It must never be uncovered," but it already had been. Rescuers descended with scanners. When they returned, their faces were pale. No trace of him. "But it's built down there. Stone walls, arches." A low rumble shook the town. The ground split wider, now reaching a nearby house. No one slept. Some left town. Carla watched the darkness grow. "We need to seal it," she said. But she knew it was too late. At dawn, Max returned from the woods, barefoot and ash-covered. "It spoke," he kept repeating. "It has a name." Carla asked what he saw, but he only whispered a word she didn't recognize. It chilled her. The governor's office finally responded. A containment team was on the way. Until then, the town was alone. Carla told her team to keep everyone away, but her thoughts kept returning to Max and the dome and the sense that something was stirring. Eddie returned, holding an envelope from Carla's late father. Inside was a blueprint tunnels beneath the church, leading to the sinkhole. One section was marked in red. Chamber B. "He knew," Carla whispered. Father Jonah admitted the church had long known of the site's danger. "We just didn't know what it really was," he said. Carla asked why no one was warned. "Would you have believed me?" he replied. A plain envelope appeared on Carla's desk. Inside was an old key and a photo of the dome, dated 1963. Her father had written on the back, "Don't open it, no matter what." But it was already open. Just a little. That evening, townspeople reported strange dreams, whispers, and chills. Even Eddie heard voices. "They don't want to be forgotten," he said. Carla and Eddie returned to the church. Behind a bookcase, they found a hatch. "You don't have to come," she said. Eddie grinned nervously. "I absolutely do." Together, they descended into the dark. The stone tunnels were damp and curved. Carla touched the wall. "It's warm," she whispered. The tunnel branched ahead. From far below came a low, hum-like breathing. "Let's not split up," Eddie muttered. Carla didn't argue. The handle matched the key. Carla hesitated, then inserted it. It fit. A soft click echoed, but the door didn't open. Something behind it shifted. "It's listening," Eddie said. They climbed out, hearts racing. Carla couldn't sleep. The town felt off the air heavy, the trees motionless. Underneath it all, the rumble returned. She could feel it knew her name. Just before dawn, the last power line near the sinkhole snapped. Half the town lost power. No storm, just silence. Then Carla's phone lit up. Max was missing again. On his bed. Ash. Drawn symbols. Carla's father's map showed a deeper path beyond the chamber. "We finished this," she told Eddie. They packed lights and ropes. The church basement felt colder. Carla locked the door behind them. As they descended, Carla felt eyes on her. "Do you feel that?" she asked. Eddie nodded. The tunnel narrowed. Markings grew jagged, scratched. The hum grew louder. "We're close," Carla murmured. At the bottom, they found a massive cracked dome pulsing faintly. On a pedestal sat a shifting shape breathing, alive and not. Nearby, stone slabs circled it. One was cracked. Carla spotted another keyhole. "It's a lock," she said. Her father's words echoed. "Don't open it." She stepped forward with the key. As the key turned, the chamber hissed. Dust rose. The shape shimmered, then collapsed inward. A groan rumbled beneath them. "It's dying," Eddie said. The chamber trembled. Cracks spread. "We need to go," Carla said. They burst into daylight. Max stood in the church, whispering. This time, Carla recognized the word. It matched her dream. "It was a call," she said. "A command." Max turned. "Now it's awake," Carla called for evacuation. Sirens blared. People fled. The sinkhole rumbled like an engine. Carla watched the rooftops. "We're running out of time," she said. At home, she opened the last page of her father's journal. It wasn't a blueprint. It was a confession he'd helped build the seal. And if it weakened, someone had to return. Carla closed the book. Her father had died down there. "Then it's me," Carla said. Eddie stared. "What?" "I opened the door. Now I close it." Eddie tried to stop her. She shook her head. "It's a prison, and someone has to guard it." She returned to the hatch alone. The town was silent. The air buzzed. As she descended, the whispers grew welcoming her. She reached the dome again. It glowed like a fading ember. She placed the journal on the pedestal. "He kept you sleeping. Now I do too." She touched the stone ring. It burned. Symbols ignited. The whispering surged, then stopped. She closed her eyes. A breath. A pulse. Silence. Above ground, the sinkhole shook. Then, slowly, it began to close. A thud echoed. Dust settled. Where it had been just earth, the team stood in awe. It was over. Eddie stood at the edge. He knew she wasn't coming back, but she'd save them. Carla had seen what others didn't. The thing below didn't need defeat, but a guardian. And she'd become it. Weeks passed. The church was sealed. The tunnels filled. The school never reopened. Some left. Most stayed. Life resumed. But on certain windswept nights, whispers echoed faintly from below calm. Familiar. At the site, a stone marker appeared. No name. No date. Just a symbol. Carla's dream symbol. Eddie visits it sometimes, and every time, he whispers, "Thank you." Because beneath that spot, the town's silent protector still waits, listening, guarding.